Hey art people, it's episode 4 working on this drawing. Inner Strength is the working title. Today's good news is that there is a search engine that plants trees every time you use it to do a search, and they planted their 100 millionth tree this week. I didn't even know about them, so I'm glad that I learned that, and I'm going to put the link in the description and probably use that search engine as much as I can. So, looking at this today, feeling better. I mean, yesterday's journey was kind of a battle, kind of like getting it to focus right now. Work with me, please. Got it. Okay, so like I said in the last episode, I'm going to finish inking the hair, doing these like the highlight lines, and then I'm going to, well, I think then it's like I haven't totally decided yet, but I think the next thing I want to do is add more stipples here, and then just to be consistent, I kind of want to do something with this. This is like my weakness, clearly. But I kind of have an idea to circumvent that, because if I'm being honest, this has come up a lot over the last 3 episodes. I don't want this to steal the show. Like in the end, it's gonna be like the focal point of this, it should be here. So I might have some of the lines that I feel like there is so much left to do on this. It's crazy. It's like when I think I'm almost done, there's so much left to do. But the lines that I'm gonna add in after the fact, I think I'm gonna have them kind of come in here and cover a lot of this. And it feels a little bit like a cop-out when I say it like that. But the truth is, I really think that that's gonna strengthen the point of this drawing, which is about like inner strength and how it feels when you've got all this like opposition and negativity flying past you, and how you overcome it anyway. So I feel like I'm getting hung up on this, and that just like gave me all these bad vibes going into it yesterday. So we're not gonna do that again today. We're gonna learn from it. I'm gonna learn from it, do whatever you want, and you know, I'll probably make some corrections too, but I think I'm just gonna start with the hair. All right, so I'm starting with this new pen, trying not to cover what you can see. That's like, okay. And I'm gonna start right here. So I don't know if you can see, but I can definitely feel the difference. Yes, okay. That's a great first line. Now I'm gonna do like 100 more. Something I wanted to call out is that I made like a little mistake right here. I wanted the flow to go this way. Let me see if I can zoom in. And it kind of went, you know, I was just feeling the movements, and this line went this way instead. And I might keep it, but it really wasn't like what I intended to do. So if I decide after the fact, like when I'm finalizing these details, that I'm not really feeling that flow, then what I'll do is stipple over it, and this will be, because the majority of this is going to be black, and then that will get lost in the stipples. So I just wanted to call that out, because having that plan in mind ahead of time gives me the kind of liberty to just play with different lines, and then I know that if there's something I don't like, there's that it doesn't have to be part of the final piece. Okay, so I'm done with the lines on the hair, and before I move into stippling the negative spaces, I'm finding myself really wanting to go back in and add the shading and define the bone structure on the face and in the body. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to bring some more ink right here so I don't lose the collarbones, and then I'm going to erase all these sketching lines in the hair, and then come back in with pencil and add in the shadows and the highlights. And I've done shading with ink before, usually by using stipples and cross hatching, but I'm really starting to fall back in love with the way skin looks when you use graphite to shade it. And I used to be really hesitant to mix you know, pencil, graphite, and ink. I felt like it looked too out of sync, and I felt like it was breaking some sort of rule to use both instead of just choosing one or the other. But I've recently decided that I don't care, and there are no rules. So I'm just doing what I think looks good and is fun, because that's what it's all about, right? And I mean, I think the final result looks good, and that's what matters, is like how I feel about it, how much I enjoy doing it. So I'm gonna dive right into that, and I'm really excited to see what it's gonna look like when I'm finished. It feels kind of weird to say. I mean, I have like a vision in my head of what I want it to look like, so I guess what I should say is that I'm excited to see that come to life. For the shadows, I'm going to use this 2B pencil. I like the Bs because they're softer and they are a little darker, which makes me kind of nervous, to be honest, but that softness kind of offsets it and makes it easier to blend and to lighten if I need to. Whereas I have an H with me that I might use for the highlights, but I haven't decided yet. I'm really just leaning towards sticking to this 2B because, like I said, I'm still reintroducing myself to using graphite in my work. Something else to call out, I don't have a smudge tool, so I'm using my fingers, and I mean, it works for me, but something to think about if you're in this position is that like the natural oils are kind of, they're now part of this. So if I wanted to go in and erase this, it would be a lot harder, and I guess it's not technically what you're supposed to do. But this is a no rules art channel where I'm literally just doing what I want. Okay, so I have reached a stopping point for today. The thing that's left, the next thing I'm gonna work on is the stipples, like I said, and that is probably gonna be a whole video, if not two, so I might have to shake it up a little bit so that there's not 2 videos of you just watching me make those dots, as fun as that is. So I'm feeling really great about this. I'm feeling a lot better than I did at the beginning of the last video, so that's great. It's really an up and down when you're working on making something, as I'm sure you know. It's not just art, it's anything, but also this is different. Like it's different for me. Like I'm working larger than normal, I'm standing up. Normally I would have like my 8x10 sketchbook and I'd be like sitting on the floor and just, or on a table and just working that way. That's how I've worked pretty much my whole career. And you know, like in school. So I'm kind of glad that I pushed myself to do it this way so that I could learn. It's kind of like I'm learning a new style in a way. So it's very cool. I'm really liking the way it looks. I'm liking the movement in the hair, and I'm excited to put in even more detail, but I'm glad that I got this section figured out and I have in my head what I want the next steps to look like. So thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think. I've said that a million times, and I will see you guys next time.